All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have everybody here. I'm excited. We're starting a new topic today, and it will probably be a very long series because where we're going to break it down, but we're going to talk about the power of God's food or the power of one word foods. We're going to discover the transformative health benefits of eating foods that you can name with just one word. Just one word. Because that's nature's simplest, most powerful nutrition. And we can just use one word. So that's exciting. And we're also going to discover the divine wisdom in whole one word foods that nourish the body, the mind, and the spirit. For those who don't know me, my name is Rosalind Shaw Belt. Everybody calls me Dr. Roz, and I am a certified wellness coach here and excited, not a doctor, not a medical doctor, no MD or DO behind my name, but through a lot of research, a lot of study, a lot of listening to the what we call the experts, some that we enjoy listening to and some that we question, but we're going to talk about these one word foods. So how do they heal the body? Let's listen to Rochelle Parks.
So how do you heal the body, Coach Rowe? How do you heal it? By healing the cell. That's how you heal the body. And then how do you heal the cell then, Coach Rowe? By eating the food that God made. And I know most of y'all thinking y'all eating God's food. And I'm here to tell you, you're eating lab experiments. That's what you're eating. You're eating lab experiments because eating God's food doesn't promote sickness. See, I'm eating healthy, Coach Rowe. Healthy eating doesn't promote sickness. So you can't be eating healthy, okay? And okay, you say, well, no, I do. And then watch this. Y'all write this down. 1 Corinthians 10:23. 1 Corinthians 10:23, it says, all things are lawful, but not all things are profitable. So even if you think you're eating healthy, I'm going to tell you, you're not eating healthy enough for you if you're still sick, okay? You're not eating healthy enough for you. So either way, you're not doing enough. You're not doing what's required. So all this week, we're going to learn to do what's required. I'm not interested in you doing your best. Sometimes your best ain't good enough. You must do what's required to get this change. If you want to change, do what's required. Because this is what I know to be true. People do what they want to do. How bad do you want it? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Then do something about it. Do something about it, okay? 3 principles of optimal health, guys. Eat the food that God made. That's it. That's the foundation. By eating it as close to its original form, guys. I'm telling you, we are going in on day 2. I'm going to make it make sense. It's going to be plain. They say, write the vision and make it plain, baby. I'm making it make sense that you can bring your elementary child in here and they can understand this. We're not going to have no excuse.
No excuse whatsoever. And we're not going to have any excuse either, because we're going to understand the power behind these one word foods. And that's going to make us reach and get them, because one word foods are whole, unprocessed ingredients that come from nature exactly as they are. I need some one word foods on your plate: apple, spinach, salmon, almonds, rice. These foods don't need labels. See, we've talked about the labels and how many ingredients are in the labels, but if we do the one word foods, we don't have to worry about the labels, because that one word food is the ingredient. And when you eat one word foods, you're consuming nutrition in its most natural, bioavailable form, the way humans have eaten for thousands of years. No additives, no preservatives, no mystery ingredients, just pure, wholesome nourishment that your body instinctively recognizes, watch this, and knows how to use it, knows how to digest it. So we're going to make sure that on our plate are one word foods. It doesn't have to be everything on your plate. No, we're going to make it our business to be very intentional that this day, every day, I'm going to eat some one word foods. Why? Because they have remarkable health benefits. I don't care what you've been diagnosed with. I don't care what you're battling. I don't care what pill you're taking for. There's remarkable health benefits of whole foods, nutrient dense. Whole foods deliver the maximum amount of vitamins, the maximum amount of minerals and antioxidants, phytonutrients per calorie. And your body, my body, gets everything it needs without excess of empty calories. Studies even show that whole food diets reduce the risk of heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and cognitive decline by up to 30 to 40% compared to processed food diets. And then natural fiber and complex carbs provide steady blood sugar levels, eliminating those crashes that come from refined processed foods where we get the spark, we get the high, and we get this just the spring of energy, but you also get a crash. And then fiber-rich whole foods feed beneficial gut bacteria. And then that improves our digestion, our immunity, and even mental health through the gut-brain connection. Because remember, there is a gut-brain connection. We call it our second brain.
You can live without processed food. You can't live without real food. You need to eat less processed food and more real food. Less food from the hand of man. All this stuff they're putting in boxes. If it comes in a box or a bag or a package or wrapped in plastic, or it's manufactured and it has a label, it's not good for you. Generally, I don't need to read the label on some broccoli, on some carrots. I don't need to read the label. I already know. It's God certified. That's all I need to know. It's God certified. Like He made it. It's gonna be all right? Now, ideally, when I get the organic stuff, that's even better, because now I know it's not GM. It's got no GMO. It's not genetically modified, right? Well, they're genetically modifying the food and wondering why we're having genetic disorders called cancer in our bodies. We're eating it. Most Americans dig their grave with a knife and fork.
I love it. God certified. That's my new term. Is it God certified? And then the biblical foundation for these whole foods, Genesis, she quoted Corinthians, but Genesis 1:29, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it, they will be yours for food. Psalms 104:14, he makes grass grow for the cattle and plants for the people to cultivate, bringing forth food from the earth. 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit? Honor God with your bodies. So Scripture consistently points us toward foods from God's creation. And these are verses that remind us that our Creator provided abundantly for our nutritional needs, and that caring for our bodies is really, watch this, an act of worship and stewardship. So we're taking care of our bodies. But processed food has multiple ingredients. We know that. We've done studies and we've looked at these things and we've said, look at the labels, look at the box. Read the stuff you can't even pronounce. Read the stuff that has OSE on it. It has chemical additives. Remove those because they've removed the nutrients. And I always give the testimony of my father being on blood pressure medicine all of his adult life. And then when he passed away, he was on dialysis. Why? Because the chemicals for that long term, and don't misunderstand me, I'm not saying you should not take any medication. There are certain situations, definitely you should get on medication to get things at bay. But once you do that, don't let them program your minds to believe that you must be on it for the rest of your lives. Not when we have this God-made body that's designed for healing. And if we put the proper things in it, whole foods, single ingredient, natural nutrients, that's God's original design, guys. And then we'll have abundant health. We'll have energy. We'll have clarity. We'll have vitality the way God intended. See, the journey from process, because that's the society we live in, from processed to whole foods is getting back, returning back to biblical principles of eating, because we've strayed away. And as we eliminate foods with lengthy ingredient lists and embrace God's simple provisions, we often experience remarkable improvements in energy, mental clarity, and overall well-being. And this transformation is not just physical, it's spiritual. It's aligning our choices with divine wisdom. We've been talking about the sun. We did a series on the sun. And when you get out in the sun and give your body some sun, some regular natural sunshine vitamin D, or just get in tune with that early morning sun or that late afternoon sunset, you can really start receiving divine wisdom. So we want God's nutritional masterpiece. That's what we really want. We want God's nutritional masterpiece. We want fruits, apples, berries, oranges, grapes, bursting with vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants. Each piece of fruit, and we're going to get into this, each piece of fruit is a master class in nutritional design, providing natural sugars for energy alongside protective compounds. That's why when I make my juices, if it's not sweet enough, I just add another apple or another beet, and I get the natural sugar. Vegetables, spinach, broccoli, carrots, peppers, dense with minerals and vitamins and phytonutrients. Oftentimes when I'm doing a bioscan, so many of us are deficient in our vitamins. We're deficient in so many different things. But God colored these foods brilliantly to signal their diverse health benefits and protective properties. Different colors mean different things. Nuts and seeds, almonds, walnuts, chia, flax, packed with healthy fats, protein, and essential minerals. These concentrated sources of nutrition sustain travelers and workers throughout biblical times. And then whole grains, oats, quinoa, barley, rice, providing sustained energy and fiber. And when consumed in their whole form, grains offer the complete nutritional package God designed. Let's get it. Let's get it. We're going to do these whole foods. Yes, we are. Because this is the divine nutritional wisdom. People often say, well, it costs too much. No. See, we told you last week, it doesn't cost you anything to get out some in the sun. And so many of these things do not cost an arm and a leg. Modern science continually confirms what Scripture has taught for millennia. Whole foods contain sophisticated nutritional synergies that processed foods cannot replicate. Matter of fact, when they process it, they're taking out the nutrition. When we eat an orange, we receive not just vitamin C, but hundreds of complementary compounds working together. And this is intelligent design, nutrients packed perfectly for optimal absorption and benefit. Disease prevention. 80% of the people that begin to do whole food diets reduce chronic disease risk. 65%, when they start using natural foods and lower their inflammatory markers, their inflammation reduction lowers. And 90% have more vitamins and minerals per calorie because those things are nutrient density. So, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of the Lord. That's 1 Corinthians 10:31. God's one-word foods are more than nutrition. They are an invitation for us to trust His wisdom, honor our body as His temple, and experience the vibrant health He desires for all of us. So guess what? Today. Yes, somebody put today in the chat. Today we begin this journey. We choose one whole food to add to your next meal. If you're not eating whole foods, maybe you have been eating whole foods, but I'm challenging you today. Somebody put today in the chat. Today you're going to begin your journey and choose another whole food or one whole food to add to your next meal. And then thank God for His provision. Notice how you start feeling physically, mentally, and spiritually. So we're going to pick whole foods. We're going to talk about whole foods and the benefits of various whole foods.
Hey, what's going on, good people? What is going on? I am Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator, guys. Let me just say this. Y'all know what we're doing. First of all, it's vegetarian time, okay? We got some back-to-back. You say, we did vegetarians last week, okay? And we're doing vegetarians this week. So, there's a reason for that. I had something that I really wanted to do today. That just goes to show you, like, some fruits and vegetables are in season. Did you know that? Like, you can't get everything year round. Some things are in season. So something I wanted to present to you today is not available yet. Don't worry, it's coming though. It's coming. So I remember when I learned, I'm off topic, but follow me. I remember when I learned that even tomatoes are in season. Did you know that? Like, tomatoes are in season. So then it begs the question, well, then how do we get them year round if they're in season? Huh? Who got the answer to that? How do we get tomatoes year round if they're seasonal, right? How do we get them year round? I'm telling you, the stuff they do with this food, I'm trying to tell you. What's going on, Miss Annette? Come on, Miss Annette, do your thing. Do your thing, Miss Annette. Do your thing. Hey, listen, if you all are not a part of my texting community, you need to be a part of it, okay? You say, Richard, what is your texting community? Well, it allows you to be in the know on what's going in with Coach Ro. There you go, see, Miss Annette, she know what to do, huh? It allows you to be in the know of what's going on with Coach Ro, okay? And so, for my folks in the texting community, right? I text them. I said, hey, I'm about to go live. Join me in about 2 minutes. I'm about to go live doing the vegetarian. We're talking about lettuce. Tune in about 2 minutes, right? If you're part of the texting community, you got that text. I do it before I go live with my live cooking demonstrations on Wednesdays. That's only for my mindset maintenance community. Okay, if you're not in that, you can hit me up and I'll tell you how to get that in as well. But just text Hey Coach Ro to 240-650-9140. Hey Coach Ro, hey, what's up? What up? Hey girl, whatever. Okay. Hi. Okay. Just text to that number. And just say you want to be a part of the community, and we'll make sure you're a part of it. Really, once you text, you are a part of it. And so whenever I, let you all know I'm about to go live, then you can be notified. So listen, we're doing vegetarians today. Y'all see what we got here is lettuce, right? Not just any lettuce, okay? This is not a thing of iceberg lettuce. This is romaine lettuce. Romaine lettuce. Y'all see that? Don't that look pretty? Romaine lettuce. You see? So, look, that's what romaine hearts. What does it say? Organic romaine hearts, right? That's what it is here. Organic, guys. Organic romaine hearts. Organic. I'm saying one more time for people in cheap seats. Organic. Now, I will be the first to tell you that every fruit or vegetable, nope, I don't buy everything organic, right? So, there's a such thing as a clean 15 and a dirty dozen, okay? The dirty dozen meaning the 12 dirty fruits and vegetables that you just absolutely must eat organic, okay? There's a clean 15, meaning there are 15 of them that you can kind of get away with it, right? And so rule of thumb for me is if you're going to eat the skin, you might want that to be organic, okay? But there's some things that we have to peel, right? Things that we have to peel. There may be a thick, peel on it, right? Thick covering. And so those things you can get away with not being organic, right? But definitely, see this right here, we eating all of this. We eating all of this, right? So you want this to be organic. You eating all this. You ain't peeling nothing here. You're eating it all. So anyway, let's talk about vegetarians. Let's talk about lettuce. And again, I'm always, just amazed that God's food. Like, if you eat the food that God gave you, you're probably going to be okay. Probably, okay? So look, somebody said, I do eat the food God. I eat the food he gives, but I eat a whole lot of stuff he didn't give us too. Okay, I'm talking about eat the food he gave us only, okay? At least for the most of the time, right? But see, some of us eat lab experiments most of the time, and that's why we don't feel well. That's why we don't feel well. That's why we're sick. That's why we're overweight. That's why we're on medication, because most of the time we do not eat the food that God gave us. We instead eat lab experiments, is what I'm gonna call it. Okay, so let's talk about lettuce and why we should all incorporate more lettuce in our just diet. Okay, and when I say diet, I just mean in our meal planning, not because I don't do diets. I don't do diets. So just in our meal planning, we need to eat more lettuce. And again, this is romaine lettuce, guys. This ain't iceberg lettuce. You know why? Because there's no nutritional value in iceberg lettuce. None. Even though I like it on my in my wraps and nachos and stuff like that, but there's really no nutritional value. Lots of value though in this romaine lettuce, right? They got romaine, they got butter lettuce, they got different types of lettuce. That iceberg water. I guess it's just water. So here we go. Let's talk about romaine lettuce. Let's talk about lettuce. It says promotes brain health. Okay, lettuce, really? Huh? Who knew that? Promotes brain health. It says can boost your heart health. Come on, God's food, huh? Brain health and heart health. Those are two big things right there. Okay, we just get started. It says possibly cuts your risk for diabetes. Really? Come on, sugar ain't sweet. Okay, this is what lettuce can do. May help fight cancer. Lettuce? Come on, y'all. Who got lettuce at home right now? Miss Annette, you got some lettuce in the fridge right now? Who got lettuce? Who got some romaine lettuce right now? Okay, promotes brain health, can boost your heart health, possibly cuts your risk for diabetes, and may help fight cancer. Those right there, that's there. Winner, okay, already. Those 4, but we're not done. Okay, what else does it say? Promote strong vision health. Lettuce, guys. We just talking about lettuce, okay? Miss Annette said, no, I don't have no lettuce at the house. I ain't got no lettuce at the crib right now, okay? Listen, promotes strong vision health. May fight inflammation. Come on. But one of the best things you can do to fight inflammation is 1, drink water, okay? She said, but I'm going to get some. Come on, Miss Annette. Drink water, right? Get rid of the sugar out of your diet and add more leafy greens, okay? Add more leafy greens or lettuce, okay? Eat more lettuce, right? Can help you, watch this is what people want to do, lose weight. Lettuce can help you lose weight. So here's some especially like these romaine hearts, right? The big, like the butter leaf lettuces, like the big, like you can do where they have those bunless burgers, right? You can wrap up your meat in the burger, or even tacos, right? The lettuce tacos, wraps, like all these things, like these big leaves. You can wrap stuff in that, right? I'm telling you, you can wrap other vegetables. So you can wrap like sauteed bell peppers and onions and mushrooms and have some avocado, all that right there in the wrap and in the leaf. Okay, I'm just saying. Come on, that's nutrient dense, right? It's low in calories. Okay, and come on, I'm telling you. So and it's good. Okay, so it can help you lose weight. May help treat insomnia. Now that's a new one. I didn't know that. I did not know that. It says lettuce may help treat insomnia. That's for those people who can't go to sleep. Not my problem, okay? That's not my problem. It never has been. Praise God. Okay, I can go to sleep. and I get sleep peacefully. When I go to sleep, I'm asleep, okay? Some people say, excuse me, I close my eyes, but I'm not resting. I can't get rest. Yeah, that's not good. Maybe you need to incorporate some more lettuce, right? In your meal planning that says can help treat insomnia. I don't know. Peaceful sleep. See, a lot of that has to do with the food that we're eating. It's like how we feel every day. I say this all the time. How we feel every day has everything to do with what we put inside of our bodies and what we expose our bodies to, right? And so when we're restless and we can't sleep and all these things, it sounds crazy, but I always want to know, what are you eating, okay? And I guess in some instances, what are you drinking too? Like, what are you eating? What are you drinking? Because it's rare that I know someone who's their eating is just sound, like they're just doing all the right stuff, and yet they just struggle with sleep. It's rare. It's rare. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's rare, right? Because I know that when you give your body what it needs to thrive, it will on all fronts. Because when the people do, long before Sugar Ain't Sweet, when people would do my fruit and veggie challenge, that was one of the first things they would say. I sleep so much better. I'm talking like 2 days in the program. They said, wow, I slept peacefully last night. Huh? You say what? I slept peacefully last night. They say it all the time. Even now, people are sugar ain't sweet. They say, man, I slept like a baby. When you give your body what it needs to thrive, it will. And so I don't care what's going on with you, okay? You can say, Rochelle, my elbow, my wrist, my shoulder, my knee, my boom, 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 boom. You know what my question is going to be? What are you eating? Huh? Rochelle, you didn't bump your head. I'm telling you, I got migraine headaches. You talking about some food. Yeah. I'm telling you, my fingers, like I need my hands to work, and I'm trying to do stuff. My stuff is hurting. You ask me about food. What that got to do? It has everything to do with it. Because time and time and time and time again, when people, okay, when they give their bodies what it needs to thrive, they say, that pain in my fingers is gone. Somebody just gave a testimony on our health coaching call last night. She said she had tingling in her hands and feet, okay? And about 2 weeks into the program, it was gone. Because when you give your body what it needs to thrive, it will. Now people say, this guy, I can't do anything. I can't get rid of this, but I'm seeing these measurements of people losing 4 or 5 inches off their waist. You know why? Because it ain't the crunches, okay? It's the munches, huh? Somebody tell me, I'm doing 500. That ain't it. You can crunch. I promise you can crunch till the cows come home. Till the cows come home. Just crunch away. And we will never know. You know why? Because as long as you don't change what you put in your body, we will never see the evidence of one crunch. We will never see it. Okay? It'll forever be covered in fat. Okay? So it ain't the crunches, it's the munches. Okay? So people say, I this right here, this, and I can't, and I've done everything, and this and that and that. But that's all I know. When I see these measurements come in, 3 inches off the waist, 5, 6 inches, 7. And I'm talking like 45 days, okay? I ain't talking about 3 and 4 and 6 months. I'm talking 45 days. Oh my God, I lost 4 inches off my waist in 45 days? How is that possible? Because most of y'all walking around bloated, okay? Just retaining water. I'm just saying, you don't know you bloated. You just think I just put on a little weight and my ring doesn't fit anymore. That's all you think. You just think, oh, I've always had fat knees. My ankles have never, you know what I say about that? Then you probably have always been bloated, okay? Oh no, I've never really seen my ankle. Yeah, because you've been bloated. Because I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling the truth, okay? Bloated. Most people walk around bloated every day. Unknowingly, you don't see anything wrong with it because that's your everyday. So it becomes the norm. You know what I say? People don't realize how bad they feel until they start feeling better. If you ask the average person how they feel, most people are going to say, I feel okay. Because they just know that's how they feel every day. But when you start feeling great, you like, man, I feel so much better. And I'd be like, but this 2 weeks ago, you said you felt okay. I thought I did. I didn't know I felt that bad. Another testimony, somebody said, I didn't even realize how sluggish I was until now when I get out the car, I'm not sweating. As soon as I didn't even see, but that was just the norm, so you didn't see it as anything wrong. Now you see the difference after 2 weeks, and you're like, wow, what a difference 2 weeks will make. What a difference 2 weeks will make when you're giving your body what it needs. Come on, y'all. Come on. Look, get into this lettuce, okay? Get into God's food, right?
So we understand the benefits of romaine lettuce, this crisp, refreshing green. It should be a staple in our healthy eating routine because it stands out as one of the most nutrient-dense leafy vegetables, leafy greens available with just 8 calories per cup. It delivers an impressive array of vitamins and minerals that support overall health and wellness. This crisp lettuce contains high levels of vitamin A, providing over 80% of our daily needs in a single serving. It's also an excellent source of vitamin K, essential for blood clotting, bone health, offering more than 60% of the recommended daily intake. It's rich in folate, vitamin C, potassium. Romaine lettuce supports, as she said, heart health, immune function, and cellular repair throughout our entire body. So it helps with heart health support. The potassium and folate in romaine helps to regulate the blood pressure and reduce cardiovascular disease risks by supporting healthy blood vessel function. More romaine in our diet. Vision, packed with lutein and zeaxanthin. Romaine protects your eyes from age-related damage and may reduce the risk of cataracts and macular degeneration. That vitamin K content ensures proper calcium absorption. We've talked about the D3 and the vitamin K going together, right? Helping maintain strong, healthy bones as you age. And then it's rich in vitamin C, beta carotene. It helps to neutralize the free radicals, reducing inflammation and protecting our cells from oxidative stress. If you're needing weight management and digestive health, romaine lettuce on your plate. Fix your salad with romaine lettuce. We're going to talk about other things as well. But today, our focus is romaine lettuce. At 95% water, romaine keeps you hydrated. So when you tell me, oh, I don't like water, well, come on, let's get some romaine lettuce, while adding virtually no calories to your meals. So it's perfect for weight management. Natural fiber content aids in your digestion, promotes regular bowel movements, and supports a healthy gut microbiome for optimal digestive function. Fiber for fullness. The dietary fiber in romaine promotes satiety, helping you feel fuller, longer, and reducing the likelihood of overeating throughout the day. And then blood sugar control. The low glycemic index and fiber content helps to stabilize your blood sugar levels, making romaine an excellent choice for diabetes management. Amazing, amazing. So how are we going to put romaine lettuce into our diet? So many ways that it possibly can do this. The classic Caesar salad, right? She mentioned the lettuce wraps. Use the sturdy romaine leaves and just wrap up stuff, proteins and grains and fillings inside of it. Grilled romaine hearts, brush it with olive oil and grill for a warm, smoky side dish with incredible flavor. Green smoothie boost, blend romaine into your fruit smoothies for added nutrients without overwhelming the taste. And then chopped power salads, combine it with colorful vegetables, beans, and lean proteins for nutrient-packed meals. Let's just incorporate romaine lettuce into our daily diet to enjoy its impressive health benefits while adding satisfying crunch and freshness to every meal. That's it. Hey, we're going after this romaine lettuce. I'm telling you, we're doing it. I'm going to stop there because I just want you to focus on one of these at a time. That's why I told you this is going to be a pretty long series, because I'm going to go through a bunch of one-word foods and let Coach Rowe talk to us about them and then give you more explanation about them as we dissect these things, and not just know we should have them, but let's learn why we should have them. What are the benefits of having them? Because see, if I know the benefits, that's what got me out in the sun now, because I believe I understand why I'm getting a benefit from it. And I'm not seeing it as a negative, but as a positive. Now, even though I may have been eating romaine lettuce, I'm going to have a whole nother attitude about romaine lettuce. When I see it on my plate, I'm going to realize what I'm doing to help my body every time I eat it. So, you're part of this series. Don't you miss a single part of this series. If you do, guess what? It's recorded on our channel, Dr. Raza Khanna, over at YouTube, and it'll be a chart. We're going to add it also to our a new channel that we're going to put together, Dream to Life. And so you just want to keep up, and you want to make sure you subscribe, and you want to make sure that you tell somebody else. Have a wonderful day. We're loving it. We're excited about it. Hey, we getting us some romaine, baby.